All right, so there is nothing I like more than coming across unique vehicles that are for sale. Check out this 1970 Buick Riviera, all original, which is pretty cool. You can see straight lines. This thing is beautiful. It's a crazy color. I don't know what they call that color. We'll have to look that up, and I'll put it in the notes, but definitely it's one of those 1970s colors for sure. Lines look perfect. And you got dual exhaust. You got one right there, one right there. These Rivieras, I don't know what the production was on them, but you don't see a whole lot of them at car shows. Once again, another car with tire skirts in great shape. Look at that. I will say my very first car was a 1969 Olds 98, and it had tire skirts, but one side was rotted. Those things would sometimes rust, and the little latch that would hold the tire skirt in place, those things would not hold because of the rust, and this one clearly doesn't have that issue. It's really tight. Kind of match that white vinyl top. Somebody replaced a couple of speakers. Those aren't original, but I'll tell you what, look at the details on this. Can you see that right there? I love Buicks. 1970 Buick Riviera. This thing's a gem. I'm gonna give it a call and see what the guy's looking for on this, and I'll put it in the notes as well. But this is definitely one that is fun to see, because you just don't see it a whole lot. Front end's a little bit different. You know, I prefer the Oldsmobiles if it's a 1970, but this thing looks really cool. I love that front grille all the way down. Look at that. Dual headlights on both sides. Yeah, we're gonna get over to that 73 Duster in a second as well. That'll come up in the second half of this video here. What do you think? Look at the lines. The only thing, it's another thing that's a little different. You look at this Riviera here. The body, the slope on this thing is kind of strange. I mean, I'm not trying to shame it or anything, but it does have, it's kind of got a weird back end there. But hey, I bet this thing gets up and go. Decent amount of horsepower, I'm sure. Yeah, that back end there, that's a little 1970. Reminds me of like Starsky and Hutch. All right, let's go look at this 1973 Plymouth Duster. It's like an aftermarket spoiler there. Some fatties on the back. We're here in Tampa, Florida, by the way, if you're wondering where this vehicle is. These Dusters were always something interesting as well. I was in high school, had a kid in my graduating class that had a Duster similar to this. Probably about the same color as well. Had a big block. It was pretty quick. Looks like it's got new buckets. Somebody put in some speakers. It's had some updates. It's a good looking car though, real straight. Doesn't appear to be a whole lot of body issues. Well, you know, I'm not a real big fan of the 73. What do you think? You know, generally speaking, the designers, I think we're smoking a little too much skunk grass as the 70s went on because of the oil embargo and the EPA restrictions, so they dumbed down the engine sizes. And so I think the car designers, I think they went a little sideways on design. Wasn't as great as it was earlier in the late 60s as far as muscle cars. There's a little better look. It's sunny today, by the way, here in Tampa. All right, well, what do you think? It's a Plymouth Duster 360. You got a 70 Buick Riviera. Both are for sale. Which one would you like? Put it in the comments below.